So today's lesson 71, is scatter plots. So do now. Find the mean, median, mode, and range of the following set of data. So we want to put it in order to do that. So 12, 13, 22, 23, 53, 61, 63 twice, 71, and then there's 1, 2, 3 72s, and 88. So the mean, median, mode, range. So the mode is the most common. There was 3 72s. The range is the highest, 88 minus 12 gives us 76. The median is in the middle. So keep crossing off till you get to the middle. So it's right there, 63. And the mean, we're going to add all these numbers up. Every single number we're going to put in. So we get 597. Divided by how many numbers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 597 divided by 13, you get, we'll round that to 46. 2. The number of boxes of cookies sold by each Girl Scout in a troop. So again, let's put them in order. So the smallest we have is 12, 16, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 38, 42, 57, and 61. So the minimum is 12. The maximum is 61. The median is in the middle. So cross off till you get to the middle. So it's in between 28 and 30. So it'll be 29. And the lower quartile is the median of the first half of the data. So 12, 28, 16, 27. So it's in between 24 and 26. So 25. And the upper quartile is between 38 and 42. So it would be 40. So we could start wherever you want. We could start at 10. And we have to go all the way up to at least 61. So if we count by 2s, that probably won't be enough. If we count by 5s, yeah, we'll probably count by 5s. So 15, 20, 25, 30, all the way up to 80. So 12 would be like right here for the minimum. The maximum would be at 61. Lower quartile would be here at 25. Upper quartile would be here at 40. The median's at 29, so it's right before 30. Connect these three with a box, and then add your whisker. What is a scatter plot? So a scatter plot is a graph that shows the relationship between two sets of data. So we'll have an X and a Y. So there's three types of relationships for scatter plots. So the first one is positive, which would mean the graph or the plot is going up. So it looks like this. So here's my graph. Like that. See how the line's kind of going up? All the different scatter plot points are going up. So here's my y-axis, here's my x. The next one would be negative. So the graph or plot is going down. Here's y, here's x, so it's starting up high now, and it's coming down. It's going in a down direction. And the last one would be none. So there is no set direction. So what does that mean? Well, if I take a look, they're kind of just all over the place. See, there's no up, there's no down. It's just randomly all over the place. So number one, we're going to determine the type of relationship for the following pieces of information. So it's either going to be positive, negative, or none. So the size of a home versus the size of its lot. So you might think the bigger the lot, the bigger the house, but that's not necessarily true. You could have a really big piece of land, but have a small size house. So there's actually no relationship there. B, number of passengers on a plane versus the number of suitcases. Well, if you have more people on a plane, there's probably going to be more suitcases, so it's going to be positive. Number of days in fall versus number of leaves on the tree. Well, if you know, the further we get into fall, the more leaves fall off the tree. So there's going to be less leaves the further we get in to fall. So that's going to be negative. Now we're going to start plotting them. So 2A says the number of hours Charlie studied for an exam, or for a test, and the grade he got. So we want to label, here's our X, here's our Y. So hours are going to come down here, and the grade he got is going to come over here. So you see the hours, they're kind of not in order, right? 3, 5, 2, 1, 6, 8, 1, 2, 7, 4. So we want to put them in order. So 1, 2, 3, count all the way up, and it goes up to 12. Now his grade seems to be, the lowest we have is a 45, and highest we have is 100. So I think if we start here at 0 and count up by tens, that should give us enough space. And it goes all the way up to 120. So we found the smallest one is 155. So 1 hour, he got a 55. Put a little check there, so we did that one. Then we have 260. And there's another 2, where there's a 45. Then we look for 3. 380. No other 3s, so 475. 590. 685. 7, 100. And 8, 95. So that's how your plot would look. Now, if you could look, see they're kind of going up, so this would be a positive relationship. Now, what does that mean? Well, the more hours he studied, the more or the higher grade he got. So if he studied more hours, he got a higher grade, so it would be a positive relationship. So it could be the number of hours Zoe spent in the mall and the amount she spent. Well, here's my X. Here's my Y. X, Y. So here's hours. And here's dollars. So hours, anytime we have hours, usually counting it by 1 would be your best bet. So we'll do that again. And dollars goes all the way up to 115. So I think, again, we can count up by tens, since the smallest we have is 15. And again, it goes up to 120. So we have 140, 825. This you don't really have to go in order because you'll see. 730, 570, 995, 240, 315, and 515. So if I look at this graph, see they're all kind of scattered all over the place. It's not going up, it's not going down, so there would be no relationship. So it doesn't matter how many hours she spends in the mall, she could spend any amount. Three, let's look at the following together. So now we're going to be given the graph, and we have to answer the following questions. So it says a company's stock price since it launched in 2006 is shown below. Answer the following. So what is the approximate stock price in 2015? Well, if you come to the years, it's 06, 08, 10, 12, 14, 16. Well, there is no 15, but it's going up by 2, so you come in between 14 and 16 to give you 15, and you follow it up, and you follow it over. So it's a little bit above 20, so we can say it's maybe about $22 since it's going up by 5s. In what year was the stock price $35 per share? So now we're talking about money, which is on our y-axis. So 35, you follow it over. Well, here you come down is 2010. But if you follow it over again, there's another dot on 35, which is 2012. What type of relationship is shown in the graph? Well, it's starting up high here, and it's going in a downward direction. So if it's going down, it would be negative. And let's look at B. Miss Snyder bought a used car in April. The graph below shows the odometer reading, so it's the number of miles, each month after she bought the car. Answer the following questions. So you have the month down here, and the number of miles in thousands. So it's important, this is in thousands. Approximately how many miles were on the car when she bought it? So that would be at 0 months. So you go up to here. It's a little bit below 4,000 and a little bit above 2,000. So we could say it's about 3,000 miles. Approximately how many months were on the car in July? Well, now you need to do some math. April is the 4th month of the year. So you have April, May, June, July. So you need to go to 3 months. Follow it up. It's between 6 and 8. So I'd say about 7,000 miles. In what month did the car reach 14,000 miles? So 4, 8, 12. So here, follow it over. Follow it down. So it'd be 9 months, but we're starting in April. So April plus 9 months. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January.